You can't just send people after somebody for decades pretending they're too stupid to be corrected, trying to elicit false confessions from people, talking about stuff that's beneath the dignity of the target subject to respond to. I didn't even know it was me in particular until a doctor ripped off the insurance company, sent collections after me in particular. Okay, that is the first I've ever had a reason to look into the mockery. Before that, it was just gaslighting. Like, what? I just thought it was the apparatus being. Were you trying to impersonate some kind of a criminal organization that I've never done business with or been affiliated with? So, okay, so you're screwing these people over here and scapegoating these people over here. And we don't require that service. We're not paying taxes for that. We didn't vote for that. There's no arrangement. There's no deal. The guy I was talking to, I had no reasonable expectation that what I said to him was going to come out to mean something to somebody else. As long as you're pretending to be this stupid, anybody can do your job. You are leaving us wide open to enemy attack. The guy I was talking to was not only not a cartel capo, he was detained illegally and arrested for an empty cap, whatever that is. You are pretending to think that we're affiliated with whoever you want because these people are all just corporate skin puppets. You can't even wait to start snitching until the target has some reason to believe that there was a mistake, a misunderstanding. Florida doesn't. Florida has a bondsman's association, but no bounty hunters, and it's bad chemistry because there's a lot of Haitians here, and they're not Christians. I know they claim to be Catholic or whatever. Like, like France is they're under wing. Like France is going out of their way to make sure everything's okay in Haiti. After what happened in Pakistan, I think it's safe to say, okay, no, I don't mean to be racist about it, but this is the market. You're not Christian, so it doesn't matter. Pakistan wants to sell Elon Musk a whites only paradise in Haiti. And really it's London's fault. Like how many times did you like everybody raped London so they get to go everywhere. People over Haiti's over here making false accusations like they're going to be the new empire. Well, why not? He's raping 007s and dogs and this is your fault, Washington. Sigmund Freud. Roe versus Wade let Sigmund Freud get Reagan and John Paul II shot so they could force us to fight a war on drugs with rainbows. You can't be born that way. It's it's like propaganda for a child gay sex racket. Like they're already gay. May as well just come rape all our little blonde kids. See, I'm not into the game. I just know that some police make a career out of lying to judges, and if the judge knows what's good for them, they better pretend to be in on it or cool with it. And if they want to stay on top of it, they have to be bad too. But our judges at this point are just morons. There is no way you are getting my fair cut of what you are selling us out for. You can't possibly afford to knock down 3 towers that size with 2 planes that size, Your Honor. There ain't nobody paying for that. You did, wasn't nobody in on it. There's no might makes right. If you're rejecting Sir Isaac Newton. You're not gonna blame Britain. Britain didn't get in on it because if you can't afford Sir Isaac Newton, you, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. It's the law, not a law. We didn't just make it up. For the past 40-year crack epidemic full of school shootings, communists have been raping little boys in surgery and spending decades trying to prove they were just born that way or kill them before they find out about it. Now, what is a corporate's argument for involvement to begin with? Like, you can't afford me. First, I shall do no harm. A man cannot be compelled against a solemn oath. And then Harm happens to be among my specialties. I'll do it just for the medals. A prison is always a government. Corporate prisons represent a foreign government, a direct challenge to public powers of arrest. Got a lot of nerve calling anybody crazy. You technically qualify as an enemy combatant, an enemy of the state, the Treasury, the Department of Justice. And this is why Islam cannot be allowed to compel democracies to compete outside the scope of their own authority. You don't just invade us under the auspices of our own religious freedoms and act like stupid is our religion. And if it's illegal, it's not the law. Fair enough. So a religious assertion is at play. And the devil had 40 days and nights to try the only man who was ever born perfect. So it's not a Christian one. Now it better be kosher. Islam believes our ancestors escaped enslavement by theirs, and we are all born fugitives of a debt that can never be repaid. Never. So are you a democracy judge or one of them other kind of judges? So I wrote scientific guidelines to audit exploitative religious practices because I know that's not what you're doing, right? It should be a high priority for any duly elected official representative of the public. If you have any kind of moral or official obligation, you obviously don't want to be forced to compete with somebody who got where they are just by committing the ultimate injustice and justifying protection from humanity's closest natural enemies. And I'll wager my life that there's judges in all 50 states who did not sign up to compete in a contest to rape all these little blonde kids for the third world. Corporate is using an illegal trust on the other side of the Somalian conflict to exploit technical loopholes in our infrastructure and our democracy. And by what right are they even here? Roe versus Wade. Eisenhower said, in the halls of governance, we must guard against the unwarranted acquisition of influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military industrial complex. He did not say we should drag it through Vietnam until it is dead, but that's what we did. Now we have Roe versus Wade, the Satanic Bible, and corporate prisons. You act like it's all about the money, like I can't afford to defend myself, as if you could last 60 seconds under oath with me. But then you use public resources to build a prison and then say, oh, we can't afford it, better just give it to my friend, as if we couldn't afford to buy you a calculator. Roe versus Wade canceled the Hippocratic Oath. First, I shall do no harm. And that is the basis for rational, stoic authority. It's the cornerstone of democracy. First, do no harm, or you've declared war on the babies. You're a barbarian, an animal. You have trespassed the noble assembly, raping 84,000 Boy Scouts that act like we're negotiating while you try to kill them before they can speak to the matter. For science! Am I right?